Business Takeout presents The Healthy Entrepreneur with Maxine Choy.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the very first episode of the Healthy Entrepreneur Show. And I want to tell you a little bit about this show before we begin. It's a brand new show, and it's airing live every Tuesday on this platform, Business Takeout Platform. This show is for entrepreneurs to seek and gain insight on health and wellness journey. So as a busy entrepreneur, we know that sometimes we neglect our health, we don't take care of ourselves, we put our business first. So along with helping you to stay on track with your health and fitness goals, this show is inviting other entrepreneurs who are in the same field, who know what it's like and the struggles that we go through just to take care of our health. So along with our personal experience, we'll be sharing with you on this platform about our own journey to entrepreneurship, and all in this effort is all just to motivate and inspire other entrepreneurs to improve their overall health and well-being, improve their overall productivity, and more importantly, increase the longevity of Black-owned businesses. So be sure to, if you want to be tuned into the other shows, be sure to go on the Facebook page of the Business Takeout and join so that you don't miss them, because we will be airing every Tuesday and at 7 p.m. Now, my guest tonight is Travis Edwards. Travis owns the House of Fitness, HOS Fitness. Is that what we want to call it, right?
House of Sweat. House of Sweat. Yes.
House of Sweat. I'm so sorry. I keep saying fitness, but HOS Fitness.
Yes, that's right.
Right, meaning House of Sweat. And you've decided so basically House of Sweat is an online at-home based personal training that you provide to your clients, and you have decided to just help people with their health goals because you are, of course, an entrepreneur. You know what it's like.
Absolutely.
Right. So I'm going to introduce you with this paragraph, because when we spoke, right, okay, I was really shocked at what you told me. So I'm just going to read back what I read on your bio as well as what you told me. So you said, where is it? Oh, I don't even have it. But you said that your mom bought you a gym membership.
Oh yeah.
And that's when you realized that there was something was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, I was sitting here, sitting at home, and I was watching. This is after university, so it was like, I think this is 2009, around my birthday. My birthday's on June the 10th, and I was sitting. I would for a couple of months after school was finished.
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting watching movies all day. I mean, I pulled up like a love seat to the computer, put my feet on top of the table where the laptop, the computer was, not even laptop, the computer was. And I was watching movies all day. And I don't know what it is. My mom is like, this guy needs to get out the house. And one day she surprised me about a gym membership, and the rest is history.
Right. Okay. So I like that story, because that was almost your turning point, where you felt like you needed to do something with your health, right? So
go ahead.
Tell us about you now.
As an entrepreneur, my journey, the whole entire process. The whole thing?
Yes.
Okay, well, my story is kind of quite interesting. I mean, I grew up like I think everybody else, going to school. Like I was taught to kind of go to school, find a great profession, a great career, and then come out and get a high paying job or work in whatever I like. And so that's kind of what I did. So I went to at some point in high school, I decided I was going to pursue electrical engineering at Rice University. End up going to Rice University, graduated from the program, and then to my rude surprise, I went about 6 years without finding a job in my field, and I was devastated. I mean, like I was looking for the highest paid profession. I was like, engineering is it. My dad's done is an electrician by trade, and so I said the only way I can top that is I'm going to be an engineer. So I said, let's go and do it.
Yes.
And so I go ahead and do this program. I get out of there, and I'm like, okay, so where's the job? And
Mm.
so, as I was telling you our conversation before, I started working all these different oddball jobs, including I had to work. I worked for TELUS. I did cell phone sales. I worked security. But along the lines, in 2009, right after I finished school, as I said, my mom had bought me that gym membership. And so what ended up happening was, along this process of me working these jobs throughout the years, over the 6 years, over this span of 6 years, I started going to the gym very consistently. I mean, so consistent to the point that the gym owner said to me, because I would ride my bike to the gym. I didn't even have a car. I would ride my bike to the gym.
Yes.
The owner of the gym, Jason, at the time, he said, he didn't interview me. He's just like, do you want to work here?
Oh,
So-
wow. You became a part of the furniture.
so I end up working at the gym.
Yes.
Then I started, working in the facility, and then later on became a personal trainer. And all while I was doing this, I met my fiance at the time, and decided that I would kind of go back into engineering. So what ended up happening was, I had worked in the personal training industry. I
Mhm.
started beginning to work in the personal training industry, and I could see that, number one, I had restrictions with my time. I was starting to see that, like I could only train so many clients in a day,
Right.
and so I was getting tired of that, and I wasn't making the amount of money that I really wanted to. And so my fiance at the time, she said, "Why don't you go back and go and see if you can find a job in engineering?" So I did that. I went and did a sales job, engineering sales job at in a company called Karma Industries.
Mhm.
Worked there, and I was making good money. I was making good money, but I was miserable. I mean,
Yes.
miserable.
Mhm.
I did
Know
not
that
like the
feeling.
9 to 5. You know what I mean?
I know the feeling. You mean
Working.
a good job, good title, all the perks, but
I
you're
mean,
just so miserable.
I was
Yeah.
miserable. I was miserable. I mean, there's nothing really complain. Like, I'm golfing with directors of development. I'm doing what most people would dream of, but I'm miserable. And I said, and to kind of back up, I had started in the process of that 6 years. I think in year five, 2014 or so, I had launched a version of House of Sweat. Right, I had launched this business,
Hmm.
and it was called Your Fit Body Now at the time. Now, when I launched the business, I created the app, some of the stuff that I'm using exactly right now. However, um, nobody. I was waiting for customers, and they didn't come.
Hmm.
So I end up saying to myself, well, there's no customers, so I might as well quit. And I just said, I'm doing everything in my power. I'm advertising, marketing, and there's no customers coming. So I decided, well, it must not work on my own. So I went to work for some other fitness companies as well. I jumped back into engineering. I lose my job in engineering.
Hmm.
Like, I get let go July 2017. And because I'm shortening the story a little bit, but long story short, during that process, it was July 5th, 2017. My boss comes to me. I know that there was this, it's just a weird feeling day. And I just felt like I was going to be let go. And I was prepared. I had taken a program from a gentleman called Noel Walren called, oh my goodness, I don't know what the name of the program is off the top of my head, but
Hmm.
I took his program just before I got let go. And so when I got let go from this position, which I was kind of happy in a sense of scared, but I was happy. I decided right there and then, I said I would never work for anybody else again.
Oh,
And since 2017, I've been running the business full time. House of Sweat we went from Your Fit Body Now to House of Sweat. We changed the
mhm.
marketing, and everything has been, the rest has been history.
Right. That I love that story because it was when you got let go of those jobs that you realized that you never want to work for somebody again. And I mean, I think that it's a lot of entrepreneurs who may be watching the show, maybe feeling this, may have felt that same feeling where you reached a turning point in your life where you said, okay, no more, I've got to do this. However, it comes with a lot of blood, sweat, tears, pain, rejection, sleepless nights, sometimes even family don't really understand. Yeah,
I laugh. I'm laughing for a reason.
all the sacrifices that you've had to make just to get this far, like it happens. And as entrepreneurs, I know for myself, and even for many of the clients who I um, uh, speak to. Um, a lot of times I hear the usual, what do you do on a daily basis? Or what did you do today? And it's usually things like, oh, I got up and I did this, and all these things that they did that pertains to the business. They've got meetings and phone calls and Zooms and all that stuff and all different interview opportunities. And they haven't done anything towards their health and well-being.
Yes.
And self-care seems to be this word that's thrown everywhere, but people don't realize self-care, it has a whole different meaning now. And it's so important for entrepreneurs to understand that if you don't take care of yourself, if you don't take that time, then you're just cruising for a bruising. I like that term.
Burnout, absolute burnout. It's gonna happen.
Right. And this show is really dedicated to helping these entrepreneurs to help find ways in which to make sure that fitness or nutrition or anything that is going to help them with their health and well-being is incorporated into their lives. So you train clients in home.
Absolutely.
Right. So you go to their homes and you do the personal training with them, and they sign up for a period of time and whatnot. Most of them are entrepreneurs, right?
A mix of entrepreneurs, corporate. It can be like we're all over the board, but a mix of all of those things. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So what advice would you give an entrepreneur who is struggling with putting the fitness in the forefront of their daily routine?
I mean, I think the biggest thing, and I'm learning it, I'm still learning it, is and if you want that life balance, which I think sometimes it's really tough to have it all, but you need to schedule it in. I would get, you can go on Excel, create a schedule, or go online, find some kind of type of scheduling, and mark out the days in terms of your daily mode of operation. In terms of, let's say you're gonna start your day at 7 a.m. and you're gonna finish at 11 p.m. And then I would schedule in times that you can actually do your business work. I would schedule time for family. I would schedule time in for your health and fitness. I would schedule time for self-development. All these things, I would actually put it into a calendar, so that way you're working smart, not hard, in the sense that you're going to be working in segments in your business. You're going to work in segments in your health, like your health and your family. And that way you can balance out your life, and then it doesn't feel like you're neglecting certain areas of your life.
It's so true, because when you think about it, as an entrepreneur, our priority is making the business grow, and right, that's a priority, and making money, getting the clients, and we schedule that so well.
Yes.
It's 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, it's all in there. But when it's time to maybe even go for a jog or go to the gym or schedule something or even prepare a healthy meal, it's not on the calendar. Right?
Sure. I mean, it's the last thing. I get caught up in that sometimes. Like, I mean, ultimately, when you're in a zone and you're creating, you don't want to stop to do exercise. Like, it's the last thing on your mind.
Right. So that's why they say you get up real early before the birds come out and you work out.
That's true.
Exactly.
But what if I'm not a morning person?
Exactly. It's so true. It's so true. They're not morning person, or they have kids, they got to take them to school or work or whatever, or they don't have a space, or all kinds of excuses. And I really think that our habits are really what's stopping us. Our habits and our mindset, that's really preventing entrepreneurs from actually taking the time out to focus on their fitness. What would you recommend for an entrepreneur in order to shift their mindset?
I would develop a personal development regimen. And that is like brainwashing every single day. I mean, if you don't like, a lot of people will say, well, it's hard to be positive all the time. I mean, is it realistic to actually? I mean, it's unrealistic to be positive all the time. But I'm saying, is it realistic to actually be negative all the time? And do you want to be in a pool of dump all the time? I don't want to be in that. And so the only way for you to stay positive all the time is to be kind of constantly brainwashing. And so from the minute that I get up, I don't allow myself to just jump onto my phone and jump on social media. I'm inundating as soon as I wake up. I have for me, I'll jump on, like I'm religious, so I will jump on. I'll listen to a Joel Osteen. I'll listen to something religious right in the morning, or I'll meditate. I'll do many things to control my mindset right from the beginning, so that my mind doesn't wander to places that I don't want to. And if I don't do that, like one day I can notice, because then my mind's gonna wander. I'm gonna get into a state where I'm thinking about what's going on in life or something else that's going on. And so every single day, find some time in the day. I would say in the morning, find what works best for you, but develop a personal development. Find somebody that you like. So I don't know if it's Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor. Find whoever it is that is going to float your boat. Listen to that person for like 30 minutes to an hour a day, and watch how your mindset changes right from the beginning.
Absolutely. That's great advice. And oftentimes people, they find nighttime works for them, right? Where they get to, take that time out to reflect and listen to something inspirational or whatever. And there are times when it's morning, right? So
Absolutely.
yeah, that's really good advice. Thank you. I wanted to ask you, you said that you said something about the path to success is very messy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
tell me about your messy path to your success.
I think I told you a little bit of it already. I mean, when I started Your Fit Body Now, that was back in 2014. I had almost the same tools that I have now, but the mindset wasn't there, and the skills weren't there. And so, in order for me to get to exactly where I am today, I had to develop the mindset, the skills, all the things that were necessary. And until I developed those things, then I couldn't be successful. And success is a progress. It's a never ending journey, right? And you're going to be continuing. So for me, I told you I worked at different jobs. Now, TELUS, where I worked, taught me about sales, customer service. I mean, TELUS, maybe some people don't like TELUS, but I learned about customer service, what customer service is supposed to look like. What is the sales environment supposed to look like? I worked at LA Fitness. They taught me about sales. When I worked security, I think that kind of, if anything, it was one of the most boring jobs I ever did, but it taught me about personal development, because all I would do is read. All I did was read.
Yeah.
And then obviously working in the different fitness industries. I worked for a boot camp company. I worked for the first company I worked with, which is Fitness 365. I learned something from all of those environments. And then the corporate environment, I think, if anything else, taught me about how to conduct myself as a businessman. And so all those skills, and then all the things I need to learn about marketing over the years and sales, it all came together. And so for me, at the time while I was going through it, I was like, I can't make a sale. I don't get how to do this. This all doesn't make sense. I'm trying my best and nothing's happening. And this is the most frustrating thing as an entrepreneur. You launch a business and you might not have success right away. In my case, it was 7 years before I started to actually materialize something. And during that process, it can be very frustrating. And so most people quit.
Absolutely.
So, I mean,
and I'm thinking too. So depending on the industry, I get it. You said 7 years. For me, it took me about 5. And I'm not saying that it skyrocketed, but it's at a level where I'm like, okay, I see some momentum. Right?
Absolutely.
But do you think that because of the industry that you were in, being fitness, because you're working out every day, so your body is giving your body some feel good hormones, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Definitely helping you with your mental clarity and all that stuff that you need as a human being just to keep going, especially if you meditate, especially if you're religious. Do you think that in comparison to somebody who's an entrepreneur and it's taking, say, years and years to get there because they're so busy trying to build the empire, but you've got a good combination because yours is fitness and a business, so you were able to manage your stress, let's just say?
I mean, managing stress, I don't know if in your fitness or not. I mean, for me, fitness is my thing. It's my just like we've talked about, it's my choice of drug, of anything. So for me, it helps.
Yes.
But I think that like on your journey to get to where you want to be, like it's you're just gonna have to have that mental toughness that is not taught. You're not going to be taught that at school. you're gonna either you have. I feel like either you have it or you don't. You're gonna be able to will. Like, well, if anything, you will develop it. Because the first time I got punched in the mouth, literally the first time I didn't have any sales, I backed away from the business. I was not mentally ready. I wasn't. I had to develop into the person that I need to become to get to that level. And so that whatever it is as an entrepreneur, the stresses that you face, all the boundaries, all the different obstacles that you will face, it is these things are going to prepare you to become the person that you need to be. But
Absolutely.
most people can't see that while they're in the frame.
It's so true. They can't, and that's why some people give up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then at what point did you say to yourself, okay, this is going to be my forever job? This is my forever thing.
July 5th, 2017. I decided right there and then I said, because for me it was frustrating. I at the time what happened was July. So my daughter was born January 2017. Okay, and January 22nd, 2017. I lost my job January 5th, 2017. She was about 7 months old, and I was like, and that was actually the second position since I got back into engineering that I had lost. And my income went from what, I don't know, 4,000, 5,000, whatever a month, whatever, to
Right.
zero. And I'm like, oh, where's my money coming from? This is danger. This to me, and I'm not saying this for everybody because it's all relative. For me, that is dangerous because somebody has control of the income that I can make. And I said to myself, this is the time now. I've never personally, I've always wanted to be my own boss, but I was scared and I didn't feel like I had the skills and I didn't think I was ready. But I think more than anything else, it's like when you understand, when you make that decision, it's almost like you start, once you make that actually committed decision, it's like you flip yourself onto that frequency and you're able to kind of start attracting the opportunities, the people. And it's so funny how it all happened. Like it's crazy. It's nuts.
Wow. Okay, I have a question about your clients.
Mm-hmm.
What are the most common excuses that you're finding with people who, especially maybe an entrepreneur who maybe signed up for one of your programs or hire you to be a personal trainer, and you're trying to get them to stick with it? Like, what are the common complaints from entrepreneurs?
So most of the times it could be work, or they're what they're doing. It could be an issue, time. So time, combination of work and time, or career and time, and entrepreneurship and time. And then the next thing is motivation, like the motivation to see it through. Because most of my clients are weight loss clients. They want to be able to lose a certain amount of fat, and if you don't see the results right away, and you're a person that can't delay that gratification, you're in trouble. So I usually have to navigate them through those waters. So if in terms of motivation, I have to find a deep-seated reason why they want to do what they're doing. And when I figure out what that is, now I can push their buttons and then they'll move. It doesn't happen right away. Sometimes that takes months, like to actually happen. And then for the folks that are, the time is the issue, the position is the issue. It's a matter of scheduling. So we just need to put in schedule these exercise times for them, or this time to dedicate to their health. And once that is in place, usually they're good to go as well.
So you talked about the motivation part, and this is this is so backwards, but like I didn't even introduce myself to the audience who don't know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
So when you talked about the motivation, it was a trigger for me because that is the number one thing that we, as a coach myself, we are faced with our clients. So let's go back to the beginning to introduce myself real quick. So my name is Maxine Choy. To all the audience who don't know who I am, my name is Maxine Choy, and I am a health and nutrition coach. I work with busy people, professional or not, but entrepreneur or whatever. I work with you one-on-one, online coaching, providing you with motivation around nutrition, healthy lifestyle, mindset, just helping you to set some goals around reaching your optimal health. And you mentioned something about sometimes it takes a while because they may want to have you come in and work out with them, right? But they also have to make sure that they have keep other things in mind, like how they eat, their sleeping patterns, their environment, what kind of support system they have around them. And this is where I come in, where I know what it's like when the client has a personal trainer, but then they'll have me they're working with, because it is such a struggle to get the motivation especially when it has to do with waking up early in the morning or getting outside when it's raining or cold. So yeah, it's really a struggle, especially for entrepreneurs, because you can set your own time,
It's true.
right? Because
It's dangerous.
if you have to, when I was working my full-time job, I used to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go to the gym and come back home and get ready for work. And I'd get to work and people would say, and I'll tell my coworkers, oh, I went to the gym this morning. They would look at me like, what? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Are you nuts?
Oh yeah. And I would do it every morning. And they would be like, what, how do you do it? And I said, you know what? Because I want to. I have a why.
Yeah.
My message to entrepreneurs who are listening here, my tip is have a why, and just always make a statement about why you're doing this. Create something, create a vision board, put it up on your fridge, and just put your why down. And I think that if you're constantly reminding yourself of your why, it's one step closer to reaching your goals.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
This is, I really do want entrepreneurs to succeed, because you know what, at the end of the day, it's our business, right? It's your business. I'm going to talk to entrepreneurs who are watching.
Yes.
This is your business. You're the CEO, you're the president. You have to make sure that the CEO is healthy, the president is healthy, and the manager and the director of operations, you have to be healthy. So you need to take some steps to make sure that you incorporate this into your life. So Travis, what can you do to tell an entrepreneur? Just give me a few words. You said personal development.
Personal development. I talked about personal development, but I think more than anything else, just don't give up. I mean, ultimately, just don't give up. The only way you're going to fail is if you quit. If you literally throw in the towel. And don't get me wrong, I've done it a couple of times. I mean, 2 or 3 times. And so, because I've quit my job in the past before, didn't have success doing a real estate business. Then I worked on Your Fit Body Now. I didn't get my weight, so I quit again. And then the third time, I didn't realize all the things that I was going through was developing me to get into that person. So if I had quit, then I wouldn't be able to impact all these people's lives that are being impacted right now. And so just don't quit on your goal. It's every person has their allotted time to get to where they need to be. You just have to go through that process. You have to understand it is a process. It is just not you wake up, you become an entrepreneur, and you're automatically successful. Yes, it happens for some people, but for the majority of people, that's just not real. It's just not going to happen the way you want, unless you have a mentor that knows is going to shorten your learning curve. That's a different story. But if you're doing this on your own, and you don't have the money to have a mentor, then you gotta have to understand that you need to go through this process, and eventually you will get there. Just don't quit.
Absolutely, I love that advice. So Travis, we're coming to almost the end of this show, and I really, really do appreciate you spending the time here. And I want to can you tell the audience where they can reach you, and if you have any programs that you're trying to promote right now?
I mean, right now you guys can find us on Instagram and houseofsweat.ca. So House of Sweat, one word.ca. We do have a 6-month program called Summer Fit. That's launching next Monday, and it is insane. Actually, if you follow me on Facebook, Travis Edwards, right now, my name's on the screen. Follow me on Facebook. You'll be able to see the program and get the details there as well.
Awesome. That's great, Travis. Thank you so much.
Thank you
for being my first guest on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem. Hopefully you come back again, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And to the audience, I want to just thank you so much for tuning in tonight for the first episode. And don't forget to like and share this video with as much people as you can, because we will be having some more guests, some more good information coming up on how to help you, the entrepreneur, take back your health, taking care of yourself, putting yourself a priority so that you can be successful and have longevity in your business. So thank you very much, everyone, and have yourself a good night. Travis?
Good night. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.
If you enjoy our programming and want to help support Black entrepreneurship, please donate today. www.businesstakeout.com/donate.